Okay, you're quite loud for me.
Yeah,
so
you
can I
are
turn
too.
it?
So if you want to flick me down slightly, that would be great.
Is that better?
Yeah,
We
yep,
can
that's
even
better.
go down a little bit more.
Yeah,
right?
even
We're
more
not-
is fine because we're inside, so we don't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably quite nice. Okay.
So there's the 40-second intro first, yeah? Video.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Can you open it, please? And I'll just yeah.
Ah, yeah, I can do that. Oh, that's no wonder.
Oh,
Now we
okay.
sound a bit more even, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. Does that come across better for you guys down there? Cool.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, so thanks for having us, guys.
Oh no. Pleasure to be here.
We look like such a great team. I'm excited.
I feel like you should be whipping your phone out and taking a few snaps for the Instagram.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, it's over here. I actually should.
I
It'd be quite
feel
cool.
like you should.
Be quite fun.
All right, so actually, I'm gonna have a quick
Have a
squiz
wee
over.
squiz.
You know, so it's okay. Adam and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice
That's
and
good.
easy.
Yep. Oh, well, Sheamus in particular, there'll be plenty on the resume to talk about.
Yeah, true. Previous winner too is always fun.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a wee photo. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, nice. It's so tempting to like want to have a peek and see what's going
yeah, I
on
know,
because
I've
we're
gotta
going to be
stop,
slightly
eh?
delayed, I assume, like ever so slightly. Really?
Oh, okay, brilliant.
Oh, cool.
That's brilliant.
Because you know the temptation to have a wee spoiler alert.
Mm,
It's live right now.
Oh, perfect.
cool.
Oh yeah, it's
Cool.
really really accurate.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm just going to test muting mine.
Yes, I can't hear you now. Do you want to test mine as well?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
good.
Cool. Thanks.
Happy days.
Whoop.
Do we do this as a sign for muting? If one of us
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you, I mean, I'm right here.
Not that
so,
I plan to, but just in case something goes awry and yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to talk for like 2 hours. How are we gonna do this? Okay.
I think if there are some small pauses, like if a bowl does go down the
Oh,
ring, then that's okay.
exactly.
So,
We
so
can
I
just
think
let
we
them watch.
just let them watch. We don't have to talk the whole
Definitely
24/7.
no.
I think. Yeah.
I would be very sad if that was the case.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear us talk
No.
non-stop.
It's not about us. It's about the players.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three to Sheamus to start with.
Mm.
Yeah. Kia ora everyone, welcome to Living House Burnside Under-26 Singles. My name is Taylor Bruce and I'm commentating for you today, and I'm with Richard Hocking as well, who is a fellow Burnside Bowling Club member. Hi Richard.
Hi Taylor, how are you?
Yeah, we're doing well. Loving the event so far. We are showcasing a very exciting singles game ahead, which is one end in, and it was a strong start to Sheamus with 3 points.
Mm. Yep, Sheamus seemed to be replicating that same kind of form at the moment. He's got a couple of handy bowls there, which is good.
Thanks for tuning in and watching and supporting the event, and hopefully we can have a really exciting game for you guys to watch at home. We've got Adam Blucher, who's just finished his second bowl of this end. He is from up in Auckland, which is exciting. It's his first time playing in the tournament. He is 17 years old and is a student at Hobsonville Point Secondary School. He's a Year 12 student there. Exciting to have new faces in the field.
Always good to have some new blood in the tournament, absolutely. And there's great to see a whole bunch of younger ones coming through. Adam in particular was out there marking this morning next to Adam and playing some really good bowls, which is good to see. So I'm expecting there'll be similar kind of bowls here from him in this game against Sheamus. It should be a good one.
Definitely. He's got quite a presence on the green, doesn't he? He loves talking to his bowls and getting them to, draw a good shot.
Certainly likes to be enthusiastic, which is what we want to see, and he looks as though he's played a pretty good bowl there.
Sheamus is obviously confident he's got the shot, putting the mat straight down. And that's 1-2, Sheamus 4-0 up. Nice strong start there. He'll be feeling happy with that.
He will be. You always want to get those first couple of ends where you can from a player's point of view, get your confidence going and get into a rhythm early and sort of just continue on from there. So Sheamus certainly no stranger to this event. Past winner. Certainly has quite a resume, doesn't he, in terms of his achievements on the green.
He does. He won in 2018. This event and was a runner-up in 2019, so he's always had a very strong success rate over here in Burnside. He's in the Blackjack wider squad as well, and he first played in this tournament in 2015 as a 15-year-old.
Another one that started nice and young, which is good to see.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing how there's always a big group that age out of this tournament because they get a bit too old, and you wonder how it's going to be filled, but it surprises me every year how strong the field is. There's always new talent coming through, and it's super exciting to have them all versing each other, and it's a great chance for them to see where they're at with their bowls too.
Exactly. It bodes well not just for the tournament but for the game on a wider context too, which is good to see. We want to keep seeing new younger talent coming through, and this year's certainly been no exception, and the quality of the field this year's just been absolutely great, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're too old for it now.
I know.
I'm 2 years out. You're only a year out. And it's hard, because you do want to play in it. It's such an exciting event, but it's nice to be involved in a different way and help with the organising or marking or whatever that might be. So we're quite lucky we still get to be part of it in some way.
Yep, absolutely. It's always great that I guess we can still both be involved in a different way, but certainly feels a bit strange when you can say that you're too old to play in a bowling event, doesn't it, Taylor?
Doesn't happen that often,
no.
does it? It's only the start for us. Quite a fluid delivery. He sort of runs off the mat, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks like he's holding shot here at the moment. Close for another one.
On a pretty reasonable line, which is good. I think he might have just dropped another one in for 2, possibly.
See if Sheamus can turn this around and get the shot. It's trying hard.
Looks to have very good weight. He's just on the high side.
It's quite a nice still day here at Burnside. It's been very cold.
Very
Yesterday
fresh.
was tough. Yeah. Everyone was rugged up with their beanies and jackets, but today's a bit more what we would expect, and the wind's sort of starting to come up now a little bit. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. A little bit wider, he would have sat that bowl of Sheamus's and made 3.
Yeah, look, certainly a right idea there from Adam, just unfortunately on the wrong side of his own bowl, and looks as though Sheamus is going to score again here.
Still, it's only early days. It's the start of the game, and it's a no time limit, so there's plenty of time to catch up.
There is, and that's the beauty of playing 21 up rather than a certain amount of ends, as long as you're still it's first to 21, so as long as you're still on the scoreboard and you've got a bowl in your hand, there's always every chance.
Yeah, well, you were marking a very long game that's just finished, hence the wee delay there, so thanks for hanging in there with us.
No problem. Yeah, really lucky to mark such a really good quality game first up between Adam Bailey and Hamish Cape from Taranaki, which was really good. A lot of really close heads. And
Sort of 1 for 1, wasn't it?
not many multiples scored at all. I think it was just ones and twos the whole way, and I think that was kind of reflective of the quality of the heads and the closeness between the two. It was certainly a bit of an arm wrestle. So, yeah.
Just like it was a live streaming rink, though. Quite a consistent delivery. Same thing every time.
Yeah.
He's quite close here.
He looks as though he's played this one very well. Yep. That's a very good bowl.
It's nice to get there first with that really close bowl when, you know, those other two are about a metre away. You really want to capitalise on getting something close and now dominating the end.
Yep, just to help set yourself up and put the sort of the, ask the questions of your opposition. Absolutely.
Straight away now Adam has to look at converting and drawing off that jack or sitting that bowl. Just a nice confident draw. Looks to be a wee bit on the short side here.
Another reasonable line from Sheamus, but just pulled up that fraction.
Quite a difference in experience here for this game. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Sheamus has been playing for 12 years, whereas Adam's been playing for 5. So that's quite a big jump in experience between the two, considering they're only 5 years, of age apart.
Yeah, definitely quite a gap there, but certainly no reason why Adam can put a bit of pressure under Sheamus. So we've seen him playing some really good bowls so far over the weekend, and as you would know, probably we both know probably playing Taylor, but there's anything can happen on the day. You can have all the results and sort of achievements next to your name, but you've still got to get out there and perform it in each and every game that you play.
I think that's the charm of bowls, though, is that you can never guarantee that you're going to go out there and ace it. It's a game you can't really fully master, and anyone can win on the day. So, yeah, I'm sure Adam will be going in with a good mindset that if he plays well, he can make this a really close one and go away with a win.
Yep, absolutely. Another 2 there for Sheamus, so that takes him out to 7.
Very strong start. We're very fortunate with the Living House Burnside under-26 singles that we are very well supported by our sponsors. I'd love to just quickly mention them. We have the Living House, which is a major sponsor for 2022, and this event this year wouldn't be possible without their support, and it's the first time they've been involved with this tournament, which is very exciting.
Great to have them on board, absolutely.
Yeah, they take pride in supplying New Zealanders with excellent range of earth wool, glass wool insulation and central vacuums, heat pumps and dry air ventilation systems. And whether you need their products for a supply only or complete supply and install, they're there to help, which is great. So feel free to contact them for a free quote or call into 11F Sheffield Crescent in Burnside, Christchurch. I'm sure they'd love to have a chat to you and see how they can help you.
Also very lucky to have the continued support from Henselite as well. They've been a really big supporter of this event over the last 9 years. And as always, Burnside is always really grateful that they continue to support the tournament with their sponsorship. We're always lucky that there's lots of raffles where they sponsor lots of products for players, which is good. Provide lots of really great bowls. There's always a mad rush when raffle tickets come out every year.
I've never seen such a popular raffle, to be honest.
Yep.
We literally have pre-orders for the numbers that have to be limited for, the amount that people can pre-order, because it just goes so quickly.
I believe our tournament convener, Kerry Bruce, was getting a lot of inquiries from players before the tournament even started around getting raffle tickets. So I think
she's regretting it a little bit, because she's already so busy organising the event. We're very lucky. And then she's got all these orders coming through for the raffle. But I guess it just shows how popular Henselite products can be, and how much these youth players can benefit from winning a raffle like that. I mean, how amazing to be able to win a set of bowls or a bowls bag when you're an under-26 youth player.
Adam willing this one to get back down.
Can't quite see the marker down this end. It'd be great to see who's holding shot. Looks like he might have just managed to sneak in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's throwing his rag about. I'm not sure whether it's a good sign or...
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes
No,
it's
I
interesting
can't tell.
watching players, by their reactions and how they're looking
Yeah.
at their bowls going down. Sometimes that can give you a gauge on whether they like it or not.
I think we can take it that that's not a good sign from
Yeah.
Sheamus. The rag gets tossed to and fro. Yeah, 1 red. So Adam is holding shot. Let's see if he can really make a mark here and get a bonus shot. It's always very important.
Yeah, with these sorts of moments, you always want to look to be, making the most of them. It's a chance here to add another one and build that momentum for him moving forward in the game.
Be nice to close that gap too. Only being 5 behind, there's a bit more chance to start making a bit of a gain in this game. He's trying very hard.
Trying very hard with this one, I think. It looks as though that'll
so.
count.
Yeah.
So 2 very good bowls from Adam there.
Looks like the mat's going to the back, to the tee. See if he's got a preferred length and try and change the shift of the game. Margaret Gray is our marker today. She is a Burnside member. She's got the paddles out.
For those of you just joining us, this is round 6 of section play here at the Burnside Under-26 Singles. I'm joined in commentary here with Taylor Bruce.
I love it's great. It's being able to commentate with your best friend. It's quite funny. We've never done this before.
No, definitely.
And it's funny introducing ourselves so formally.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to have a wee giggle, to be honest. But yeah, it's very exciting that we get to do this together and something new for us.
Always good to challenge yourself, isn't it, Taylor? Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's great that Bowls New Zealand are here to support us as well and provide us with this live streaming so that people at home can watch, because
Definitely.
it is a great showcase for the sport, having such talented youth players on very great greens, may I say.
Very, high quality greens,
Yeah.
definitely. We're lucky we've got a fantastic greenkeeper here in Jamie who does a great job in looking after these and puts in a lot of time and effort to make sure that the greens are, of the highest quality.
He really gets a thrill out of hosting these types of events, doesn't he? Just
He definitely does, yep.
seeing high quality bowls put down on the greens that he's worked so hard on is surely a huge reward for any greenkeeper.
Yeah, there are certainly a number of reasons why, so many of the players that come to this event year in and year out enjoy coming here, and one of them is certainly, the quality of the greens. It allows them to really, play such high quality bowls, and it's certainly what we've been seeing so far, and we no doubt will continue to see it for the rest of the weekend.
Definitely.
So Adam following his bowl up here, looks to be on a pretty reasonable line. That's a great bowl.
Definitely liked that, didn't he? Knew straight away to chase it down and see what it was going to do. Sheamus is good enough to be able to reply to this, though, and get that shot for himself.
Imagine he'll be looking to come down that same side of the rink, I think, and giving his bowl a chance to just try and, reach through or...
Yeah, there is a nice wee track there under his own. He'll still be able to see the jack from the mat too by the looks, so that's always quite helpful. He won't be very happy with that though. It's always hard when you're trying to convert and then you drop short, you just want to give it at least a chance.
Exactly, yep. I think we can all be guilty of doing it at the best of times.
100%. Shaking his head, he knows it too.
Yep. Oh, he's still got one more bowl left to come, so I've got no doubt that he'll be well and truly up to it next time.
Got Adam's dad at the back there. He's also part of the sort of Auckland Bowls crew, which has been great. They've sent down 3 players, I believe. We've got David Motu and also Liam Hill.
Another couple of actually really exciting players. They both had some really good results yesterday. You know, and both still really young, which is great to see. So I'm sure that we're just going to see a lot of great results from them, not just this year, but in plenty of years to come. So it's exciting to have, you know, again, new and fresher faces here at the event, and players that are playing as well as what they are. It's brilliant.
Adam's made this a little bit harder for Sheamus now with that.
He's pulled that out of sight, which is going to make it a little bit more tricky for Sheamus to get at.
And quite good as well, because now Sheamus doesn't get 2 goes at the shot, you know, that he tried first. He's now forced to switch hands and try something different. So doesn't look like it's phased him too much.
No.
So this is a very good effort. Having a good look. 1 to Adam. 3-7. The gap's closing. And you're marking a lot over the weekend, Richard?
Yep, so marking the next couple of games, which will be good, and all going well, planning to mark again tomorrow.
Gets quite exciting towards the end of today with the post section starting and then the finals tomorrow.
Definitely does. That last round of the day on the Saturday is always a really interesting one, especially when, you know, everyone shuffles into new sections and there's that anticipation of who's going to draw who, and I have no doubt there'll be some pretty exciting matchups later on. So hopefully I can get a good quality game to mark as well.
I'm sure you will. It's always exciting to see the draw.
Yes.
I love that part. That's a good start by Adam.
Very handy, just in behind, which is what you want from your first bowl, definitely.
First bowl effectiveness is so important in singles as well. Just gives you that head start and builds the head for yourself straight away.
Pretty reasonable reply there from Sheamus.
Yeah, I wonder if Adam will switch hands now. Yep. That bowl's just in the way. Oh, look, Bradley showed up. That's great. Had to pick up his slack this morning and jump in and mark for him. Doesn't look like he's turned up in bowls gear either. So
no, there may be a fine or two for that, I
think so. Bradley is an ex-under-26 player and still very much involved in some of the fun aspects of the tournament, like the fines and the corner-to-corner last night. It's nice to have a bit of humour and fun involved.
Yeah, certainly makes you know, plays a part in the, you know, the atmosphere and the part of the event itself. So we're certainly lucky to have him involved in that way too.
Quite a reasonable end here. They're really drawing them in close and taking the shot from each other, which is great. Adam's nicely set up though for his last at this stage. 3 behind. Sheamus comes from Wellington, the Stokes Valley Bowling Club. Also a university student. We also have a great range of players from all over New Zealand. That's such a cool aspect of this tournament. People from all over, and especially a bit of international flair this year with the Cook Islands players that have come over.
We do. It's exciting to have you know, them as a part of the event. I believe it's the first time we've had players from the Cook Islands come to Burnside, which is really exciting.
They were meant to come last year, but with COVID they couldn't. So really excited that this year they were, you know, able to come. We've also got Adoni, who is from the Marylands Bowling Club in Australia. So 3 international players. Nice for our local players to play some different people as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Got to watch out for the drives next door. Bowls flying all around.
Yeah, there's some of the players out there, they certainly like to wind up at the best of times, and can be pretty accurate too. So Sheamus here with the last bowl of this end. We're looking to try and add another if he can.
Looks wide, but are they coming back from there?
They are coming back on that side. I you know, marked that on that game just before, and you know, sometimes if you do chuck it a little bit more, they still get that nice finish. It hasn't quite come back on that occasion. Looks as though Sheamus has picked up a handy 3 there, so that's going to push him out to 10.
Quite a big end, that. Feel for Adam because his bowls weren't actually very far away and they were in really good spots, and unfortunately Sheamus just, well, good for him, but, you know, getting them
just
nice and close.
Just that little bit closer than what Adam had on that occasion. Yep.
Just that consistency coming through. So we're live streaming this game, and then we're also live streaming 2 more rounds today.
Yes.
I believe we've got Graham Rees and Mike Kernahan from the Bowls New Zealand sort of coaching and the Bowls New Zealand scene commentating the next game. So it'll be quite exciting. It's always interesting to hear their perspective while the game's running. And I'll be back this afternoon, sorry everyone, with Hamish Wilson from Burnside.
Another former ex-under-26 player himself. He's been very heavily involved with some of the admin and behind the scenes and supporting Kerry and her team, which has been great.
Well, it's actually thanks to him that I even played in under-26 back in Elmwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it was about 2009 or something, way back. So it's nice that he's still involved after playing in it, you know, before it was at Burnside. Just shows what an impact this tournament has when so many ex-under-26 players want to be involved.
Yeah, I know that. Speaking from my own experiences in playing at this, it's always been a highlight on the bowling calendar, and it certainly feels strange not playing for a change, but it's definitely an event you want to be a part of in some way, shape, or form. It's just always really well run, and that's a credit to Kerry and her team.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
Another handy bowl here from Sheamus. Really seems to have nailed his line coming down this way on this end.
Yeah. I think you will actually see some really consistent bowls starting to be played from across the field as well, because now we're a day and a half into the tournament. It is really early in the season, and sometimes
really
people
good.
come in a little bit rusty, but people will start to find their feet now, I think.
Really good reply there from Adam. You know, just came in with that little bit of weight to sit Sheamus's bowl through. And now Sheamus having a really good look at what he's going to do next. What would you be sort of looking as a shot to play, Taylor, if you were walking back to the mat here?
Just having a quick look, there's a bit of danger. If you're playing in between weight, you don't want the jack to be stuck in around Adam's back bowls. So I think if you're going to be looking to convert it, you need to give it decent weight so that it goes right back. There is an angle of the bowl onto the jack towards Sheamus's back bowl. So he's looking to, I think he's looking just to draw. Maybe not worth the risk, like I said, with those 2 behind the jack.
I guess in the context of the score and the head at the moment, I mean, 1 down's not the worst result for Sheamus at this point in time. So
and that bowl might be about a mat width in front. Could be very drawable to beat. Even handy to get second shot. Oh, sorry, third shot even, just in case. I'm not sure who has 3rd or 4th. But, you know, obviously there's an opportunity where Adam could make more if he sits that wing.
Starting to come back now.
Gets a good turn on those bowls. Just the one. Wee bit of a missed opportunity there for Adam, I think. Being so well set up. Be nice if he could have made a wee bit more of it.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, you know, the important thing, I guess, from his point of view is that he's scored. So he's, you know, closed that gap just that little bit, and he'll be looking to try and strike, you know, a few more good ends together here so that he can tighten that score up.
Definitely. Also nice being able to pick the length.
Yep.
Oh
no.
Spoke too soon.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah. it's always a bit of a bonus. Now for Sheamus, he gets to pick length and have last bowl.
That last bowl,
Yeah.
which can make all the difference.
Sausage sizzle looks like it's getting a bit of a cue. It's always a highlight of the morning.
It is. So Taylor, you've had a really successful bowl season this year.
Thanks.
You know, obviously going away to Birmingham and coming away with the 2 medals. Just, you know, for those of us that are tuning in, you know, tell us about that experience and how was that for you?
It was incredible. It's amazing how quickly you get back into normality and into work and life, and it's nice when you think back and I have those wee moments where I'm like, oh yeah, that happened this year, and it wasn't actually that long ago. So it's just been a very special season for me, and a really huge highlight to come away with an international medal, and to make 2 of it was incredible. So I'm still a little bit on cloud 9 and pinch myself at times to have those wee shiny things on my counter. Yeah, so I feel like I've learnt a lot and made a really special bond with particularly the women in the team, Val Smith, Nicole Toomey, Selena Goddard and Caitlin Inch. Yeah, bit of a bond there, which is awesome.
Yep, absolutely. I know that we all really enjoyed seeing the successes that you all had over there. It was certainly very exciting to watch and just, you know, amazing. If there were, you know, obviously there were those successes on the green, but were there any other highlights, you know, off the green in terms of like the village or the atmosphere or the event itself that you know that you'll take forward or that will stick with you?
Yeah, there are, and it was a shame we couldn't go to the opening ceremony. I think that would have been a really special event, but when you go all that way and you're playing the next day, it's a no-brainer that you prioritise being fresh when you wake up and wanting to perform the next day. So we missed that, but I think a highlight was the closing ceremony and like a function at the New Zealand House where we got to mix and mingle with some of the other athletes, and especially since we had 3 villages, so a lot of the New Zealand team we didn't see. But it was quite nice having a smaller group. Oh, great shot there by Sheamus. I assume he was somewhat, I'm not sure if he was intending to do that.
Yeah, look, not really sure either, but the outcome's pretty ideal for him now. It's pretty difficult for Adam to sort of, you know, I think score from where that head's kind of sitting now. He can certainly, probably looking to be changing his hand, I would imagine, down on the back end, but again, Sheamus there just tucked that jack right at his sight, so making that
I mean, he
could
could afford to be confident with that weight. There was no danger of sitting his bowl or taking the jack back, but it really did work out perfectly for him.
Yep.
You know, pretty good effort. This is his last bowl, and what an amazing shot.
That's an outstanding bowl. Brilliant.
He can be very proud of himself for that. It is a wee bit of a ledge there, though, so Sheamus might be able to reply and convert.
Yeah, certainly play with confidence. I guess if that, you know, touch is coming through, it's not going to really make things too worse off for him. So
he was looking at the forehand, which is interesting.
Well,
I don't know whether he's considering that, but personally, I'd be going backhand.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, sometimes when you sit up here and you look at things look very, you know, you can things look really clear, but it also depends on what the rink is playing like, and that's something that the players will always have a better feel for. So
he is switching though, which is good.
He does look as though he switched on this occasion.
Well, he might get the edge and sort of sit the bowl, or if he's onto his own, it'll go onto the jack, and it's a toucher, so there's plenty of, yep, great shot. There are plenty of options there for him. Still, that's a great confidence shot for Adam.
It is. You know, Adam played a couple of really good bowls there in that end, and sometimes you can play really good bowls, and when that opposition has the last one, you know, there's just not much you can do about it. So
out of his control, he did what he could, so he can hold his head up high, and hopefully he'll take that going into the end's head. 2 to Sheamus. Have you got much lined up for the bowls season for yourself, Richard?
Yeah, look, another busy calendar. Got a very big mixed pairs tournament in a couple of weekends' time with someone that's sitting right beside me. So we have to get out there and practice a wee bit. I think
so.
But yeah, I mean, busy with there'll be plenty of club championships. We started our first round of club fours last week, and there'll be centre events over the season too. So no doubt it'll be busy. Really looking forward to going and playing up at the Nationals in Auckland again later in the year. So that's always a great event to be a part of and go and compete at. So looking forward to that. I trust you'll have another busy calendar lined up again.
I
Taylor,
do,
what's sort
always.
of on your radar? Have you got any key events in particular you're looking to target?
I do. I have a very exciting opportunity next month, which is the World Championship Singles. I'm fortunate to have that opportunity because I won the national singles in January. So that it means that I've qualified for that, which is a bit of a dream come true. After coming close in previous years and sort of wishing I could play in that, I'm really excited to give that a go. So that's in Wellington, up at Nainai. Looking forward to that. And then, yep, same as you, centre events, hopefully, Canterbury events and nationals over the new year.
Yeah, that World Champion Singles, it must be exciting, being able to play in that, like you say, for the first time, but to also be on home soil for that, to have that kind of, I guess, that little bit of comfort in some ways.
It's bittersweet though.
True.
I will say it's bittersweet. I'm excited for hopefully some home advantage, but it's a world event, it could be anywhere in the world. I'm going to Wellington, so that's all right. I'm looking forward to it. At least it also means I can get some good support. I know Vince, my coach, is going to go watch with his wife Di, and mum and dad are pretty keen to go up. So that, if it was somewhere far away, I wouldn't have that. So it's worth it to be at home and hopefully get some good home support.
I'm sure that the locals around up in Wellington will be there to support you and cheer you on. Absolutely.
Hope so. Because I believe, is it Calvin that will be...
Yes, as the men's winner.
Yeah.
Yep, he'll be the other representative. Yep. Pretty tight head here of bowls here from both Sheamus and Adam.
Great bowls. Toucher for Adam and 1 second shot very close behind.
So even though we've got a score at the moment of 12-4, I'm not sure it really reflects how good some of the bowls are from Adam. As you see there, he's got another couple that are really handy.
He's really come into his stride, hasn't he? He's starting to settle into the game. And there could be some nerves. Sheamus is a very well-known player in this tournament. He is in the Blackjacks wider squad. He's won the national peers in 2022. And he won the Youth Commonwealth Games in 2015. So he's got a pretty impressive resume. So it might take a little bit to settle in playing a player so
yeah, absolutely.
Successful.
Sometimes it can be very easy to get focused on the player and not the bowls that you're playing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get a wee number here. Oh, he's holding 3.
Margaret's indicated that it's 3, so
that would be a huge turn in the game.
And a chance here to add another.
Down a fairly handy line.
All down to his weight now, I think. He's in the area.
Oh, it might be a bit of a 1 in 1 out situation.
Again, another great bowl.
Yeah. Not much we can do there.
No.
Executed it fairly well. Can't be too disappointed.
Yep.
Burnside is also very lucky to have some additional support from Central City Tyres and Morehouse Avenue in Christchurch, and Goodman Fielder for supplying the Meadow Fresh products for the players, which having been in the tournament before, it sounds silly, but some good old chocolate and strawberry milk it really does make
Goes down
for,
an absolute treat.
It does.
Yep.
I mean, what other tournament do you get free chocolate and strawberry milk? It's great.
Well, I can't think of many others off the top of my head.
And we've also got Scenic Hotel Group for accommodation voucher raffles, raffle prizes. So that's always quite popular too. Burnside has some good relationships with businesses and it's nice to see them coming in and supporting our event.
Yeah, as always, we're really thankful and grateful for those that do continue to support, and especially in this case, you know, a new sponsor of Living House. It's great to have them on board and to have their support with this event. Absolutely.
And the players, gosh, you know, some of the money on the bar
adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I imagine there'll be a fair bit more tonight after their Bradley Down runs his fine session.
Still, every year's a wee bit different though. We've got quite a younger group of players in this field, so you know, it's always a little bit dependent on obviously who's over 18 and things. Never find the under 18s very much. More just part of the fun of it. Of picking up a few mistakes here and there, and it's always a bit of a laugh.
It definitely is, yep. And I'm following his bowl down on this occasion, and I think he's got good reason to do so.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yep.
Capitalise on
just what you want to do.
Spread out head, yeah.
When you've got a few that are loose and you just want to be able to
tidy it up.
Exactly, tidy it up.
You know, it'll be exciting playing the mixed pairs together. And is it a week?
Still a couple of weeks.
I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, we've got one more weekend in between, don't we? Yeah. Always enjoy that, a bit of 2-4-2.
Yeah, it's not a format that's played quite as often nowadays, is it? It's really,
no, not really.
Only sort of a mixed pairs to sort of keep 2-4-2.
Will you be playing in the national fours and mixed pairs?
At this stage, we'll be playing in the national mixed pairs. Yep, with Karen Hemmer up in Auckland. So really looking forward to that. Can't quite get the time off to do the fours as well at this stage. So, but really looking forward to that. You know, Karen and I have sort of been talking about playing together for quite a while. So it's exciting that will hopefully happen. We planned to play last year and then COVID had other ideas.
Yes.
And down in another beautiful part of the country, down in Central Otago, I know that last time the Nationals were down there, it was a really big success. Everyone loved it, and so looking forward to kind of getting back down there and playing on those greens because it's just such a beautiful part of the country.
For sure. Adam's just drawn a great second shot here.
Yeah.
Really got Sheamus walking down to the head and having to
he's really
think about what he's doing.
And I'm wondering if he's eyeing up something on the backhand here.
Yes,
under
I would think so.
Those front two bowls.
Be a nice wee angle off that wing bowl.
There is that channel there. I guess the risk is that if he does play down through that channel, he will need to be going with the jack because it's all Adam at the back.
Or at least get an angle off and sit for shot himself. It depends what weight he's playing, really. Fairly handy. Not sure if it's going to break in time. Be a bit disappointed in that one, but
just slightly on the high side, I think. I think the idea was certainly there.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he'll know that he did leave that quite vulnerable, and there was an opportunity there for Adam to get close. So it's still early days for both of them, and it's nice that it's starting to get a bit closer. It's not so fun for the players, but it's always great when you're watching and it's a close game.
From a spectator's point of view, you always want a good close battle, and this is what we now have on our hands, I think. You know, there was that wider gap in the scoreline, but some really 2 or 3 really good ends here from Adam, which is what I think he needed. So be interesting to see if he can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a really handy opening bowl there from Adam.
Was it a wee toucher too?
Yep, got the old chalk out. Good reply here though from Sheamus. Just depends on how far through he's going to run, but
Still very handy.
in the area, which is where you want to be.
Better start to the end for both of them, really.
Yes.
He really loves watching every bowl, Adam, it's nice. Too often, I mean, even if it's not exactly what you want, it's so important to watch your bowl finish and
See what it does so that you can sort of take that learning to correct with the next, or figure out what your intention's going to be with your next shot. So yep, really good to see.
very lucky at Burnside. We've got so many amazing volunteers to make this tournament possible as well. I mean, 32 players, 2 greens full, every rink being used for those 2 greens. Requires a lot of markers and umpires, so it's great to see everyone enjoying it too. Like, they jump at it. They
It
really,
does.
yeah. There's always too many people putting their hand up to help.
It's a good problem to have, isn't it?
So good. And if you're in Christchurch, feel free to pop down and come and watch. It's, it's free to just walk in through the gate and check it out. So the more the merrier. Supporting the event is good. I know the players always appreciate when there's a bit of an atmosphere and people on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Adam's bowl next door, sort of taking a bit of green there.
We're coming in.
Sheamus is watching
Yeah.
it. Might be drawing to the back, or who knows what they're up to. Oh, Adam disappointed in that one.
Yeah, it can be a bit tough on the mind sometimes, where you're holding a couple and your opposition comes in and puts just that one really good bowl in.
Mm. Sheamus will be really looking to make the most of this opportunity. Even a wee drag on the jack. He could make 4 of it. I think Adam knows that too. He's sort of kicking himself for giving him the opportunity. But hey, it's, like you say, we all do it. We're all guilty of
Yep.
not executing quite what we want. And
We all have our good bowls and we all have our other bowls. Yep.
Yep. One, two, Sheamus. 13-9. Only 4 in it.
Only 4, and it only takes one in to pick up a 4. So
Yeah.
interesting that Sheamus has opted to take the mat back. We've seen him bring the mat up a couple of times, but he appears to be
Yes.
changing tactics. I wonder if he's thinking that Adam's been getting his line and there's better feel for those shorter ends. So
Yeah, change it up a bit. Yeah, well, Adams, he's a pretty handy bowler. He's represented Auckland in the 1 to 5 year reps for the last 3 years, and
for someone that's only been playing for 5 years, he's got 8 Open Club Championship titles to his name,
Wow.
which is quite a number. So clearly very capable.
won the club singles last season as well as his club peers and fours, so a range of different club titles as well, which is showing a bit of versatility. And won the Auckland Secondary School peers in 2021. So he is, quite familiar with some pressure games by the looks of it. His sister, actually, Mackenzie Blucher, we know quite well from when she used to play, and she used to play in the New Zealand under-18.
Former New Zealand age group representative herself. Another handy player. So it clearly runs in the family. Yep.
It's nice to see your brother coming through, though.
It is.
Yeah, I think she still plays a little bit.
Yeah, I believe she does. Maybe not quite as much as what she did a few years ago, but still very much involved, which is good to see.
It's always tricky when other priorities get in the picture, like study or work.
family commitments, could be different things.
Definitely.
How do you find for yourself, Taylor, juggling all those different priorities as a current Blackjack squad member? What sort of things do you do to make sure you balance all the different things that go on?
I think just stopping and reflecting is really important, and finding out what's working and what's not. So I definitely have goals and not too far out, so that I can then stop and figure out if it's working or not. And I'm part-time at work. I work at Isleworth Primary School, and they're very supportive of my bowls, and I work Monday to Wednesday there, which allows me to do what I need to do on Thursdays and Fridays, because I also do a bit of art. So yeah, I definitely keep myself busy. I probably need to say no to things a little bit more, but overall I think it's just a matter of being super aware of what your priorities are and making sure that you're giving enough time to your work, social, personal, bowling life, and getting, we could say balance, but there's never really, complete balance is there. But just being really selective about how you want to spend your time, and if it's not working, change it up. So, yeah, I'm constantly reassessing and finding out what works for me.
Yeah, it can definitely be a challenge, as you've sort of explained, and I think, like you say, it's about finding that right level of what works for you. We see nowadays, I think the demands, or the time requirements for players, it seems to increase. So it is important, I think, like you say, to stop and reflect and sort of figure out if things are right for you and for working, and if they're not, then, like you say, then changing them up.
And being really particular about what events you're playing in as well, and whether they are adding value to your preparation towards priority events, or for your personal life. So I guess I've learnt a little bit in that area, and almost playing less is more for me, and just finding out whether playing in one event is more valuable than going down and training for an hour and a half. What am I going to get more out of? So sometimes it's the event, and sometimes it's training, or sometimes it's a rest. That's important too. So I think you end up resenting the sport more, if you create time for yourself too. Because when you do overcommit yourself, you can get to that point. Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to get to that point. Must be getting warm out there.
Oh no, it looks as though hopefully there's a few degrees going upwards in temperature out there. We've got Sheamus has taken his jacket off. Interesting that he's changed his hand and is coming down the other side of the rink. He's been playing that forehand pretty well, but another handy opener from him there.
Good wee handy bowl there, just behind the jack. Following his bowl again. Do you follow your bowls in singles?
I tend to, yeah, sometimes. I think it probably depends on how I'm feeling. I mean, sometimes I feel to sort of keep myself engaged with what's going on. It's important to sort of maybe be following your bowls up and giving yourself, thinking about what's going on. But at other times, may not always be the need to do so. I guess it just depends on the context of what's going on and how I'm sort of feeling in that game.
Sometimes it's nice to see the distances. It can be quite deceiving from the mat.
I do always like to have a really clear picture of what's going on at the other end. So if I'm not sort of following my bowls up, I might be asking my marker different questions to get a clear gauge of what's going on. Everyone's certainly different though.
Definitely.
Some people ask lots of questions, others not so much.
it's definitely something that juniors learn about, because it's hard to know what questions to ask and when you can ask them. So it's all a bit of a learning curve.
It is.
This is quite close.
He looks
really
interested. Is it going to run the distance?
It looks like it from here. Sheamus is having a good look. Sometimes it's a bit tricky with the shadows.
Can be. And looks as though it is
Oh,
very
Margaret.
close. Wonder if Margaret's going to hopefully give us an indication.
Yep. Oh, it's a measure. Oh,
Too close to call.
love to just run out there and have a wee look, you know. Good wee pre-shot. Knows what he's going to do.
Very fluid delivery.
Yeah, some silky smooth deliveries out there. Have you seen David Motu?
I have.
Beautiful. Oh my
Yep.
god. It actually reminds me a little bit of Finbar McGuigan.
Mm.
Like really silky
Yep.
sort of release.
Gets the bowl away really well.
Yeah, like just quite beautiful to watch.
So you marked a number of games yesterday.
No, not
no?
really.
No,
I
you
actually
didn't?
only marked one game.
Oh,
well,
okay.
because this year I've been lucky enough to be the tournament director. So I've been a wee bit busy with that too. So needed to make sure I was around and available to fulfill that sort of role. So I did mark the second round yesterday, and I ended up marking this morning for Bradley, as we know. So no, I do love marking, but I'll be out there tomorrow, I
Great.
believe, doing a fair bit of marking then. And you'll also be out there?
I'll be back out there marking later this afternoon. Yeah, good to get back out in the sunshine.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're just joining us, welcome and thank you for tuning in. And I'm Taylor Bruce, and I'm joined with Richard Hocking. We're both members here at Burnside Bowling Club, and both ex-under-26 players from this tournament.
Yeah, we've got a really good battle on our hands now between Sheamus Curtin and Adam Blucher. Sheamus had a bit of a lead earlier on, but that gap has more or less evaporated now, and we're seeing really good bowls from both players. Another really handy start from Adam, putting his first one right on the jack.
Yeah, he's starting to put the pressure on, isn't he?
You sort of get the sense that the more the game's going on, the more they're finding more and more of a groove and getting a better feel for the rink and getting tighter and tighter with all of their bowls, which is good.
Yeah. See what's happening here. Oh, he's watching it. Love to see. Oh,
Another toucher.
that was worth the wait. Great, because it you can't see the jack from the mat there, so Sheamus has to be perfect with his weight, and I have no doubt he'll be following his last bowl to really see what's going on there. This is pretty good too.
If he's got the right weight, I think he's going to be close.
I think it might just cut under. Fall a wee bit short. Not a bad attempt though when you can't quite see what's happening.
Very good effort nonetheless.
Adam walking over to the edge of the green to see a peek of where it's finished up.
He's tightened his line slightly here.
Yeah, weight would have actually been pretty good. Fair enough.
I think I would be asking a similar question in that instance. It
Yeah.
must look a bit difficult from down the other end.
Well, the rules are sort of you can only go after your third bowl, but if you ask and they accept, then you can go earlier.
Especially when you've got a head of bowls where they're all, where the head's really tight and it's difficult to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah. Crucial end here too. I mean, if Adam gets this, he's going to be even score.
Momentum can be such an interesting thing in this game sometimes. doesn't take much for that sort of change, for that to change really. And as you say, if Adam can hold on to a couple here and win the next couple of ends, then there'll be certainly some questions of Sheamus being asked, I think. Just missed on this occasion.
At least he has another one.
He does.
It's the advantage of having checked first. He can play it twice, unless it changes, of course. You can never plan too far ahead, can you? I assume he was looking to get hit. Like
Play
if he
through
got
his
his
own
own,
one.
then the edge, he'd get the edge of the black, and then it would probably also go onto the other
Follow through
shot
onto
bowl.
the jack, yeah.
Yep. And they'd probably just pin ball out and see Adams talking to his coach.
It's good to see we've got a few other coaches around actually, supporting their players from different regions. I think it's so important. I know that I've found it important when I've started bowls from the outset to have someone there to sort of talk shot selection through and ask questions and look to find ways of being better and making sure you're doing all the right things. So good to see Adam just checking in there with his dad and his coach and making sure he's doing the right thing. Playing with a lot of weight here. Oh. Another 2 for Adam.
Even Stevens.
13 apiece.
Yeah, exciting. I'd love to see how many ends Adam has scored in a row. Kind of wish I had been writing that down actually, because it'd be a fair few now.
Probably would have. Yeah, the last sort of 4 or 5 has certainly had the edge, I think.
It can be a bit of a mental switch sometimes though for someone like Sheamus. Now he's really caught up. Sometimes you have that little clicking moment where it's like, right, enough's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there different things that you tell yourself, or you sort of tips and tricks that you use when you find you've got out to a lead and someone comes back to sort of help refocus and things like that?
I think you've just got to. Well, you got to just stay calm, I think, and just trust that games go in swings and roundabouts, and sometimes people do have patches of times, and if Adam's had a run, then there's no reason why, you can also, well, Sheamus can also have another run as well with the scoreboard. So I think it's just about not panicking and just staying calm and playing your bowls, and consistency will pay off in the end.
Sticking to your processes and what you normally do, and just
100%.
trusting that that's gonna pull through for you.
And just expecting it could be a challenging game. I think that's what it comes down to. Yeah, so Adams won 5 out of the 6 last ends, that's quite a bit of momentum.
Definitely. Just going through a touch on this occasion.
Big breath there.
Yeah. So we've seen great bowls from both of these players up until now. I mean, has there been anyone else, Taylor, that you've been impressed with?
Oh, yeah, they have David Motu, who I mentioned earlier. I think he had 3 or 4 wins yesterday. He's been playing really well. Alex Cross has been going pretty well as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hamish Kape has been playing really good bowls, who you marked for this morning.
Yep, played some very good bowls in that first game this morning, definitely.
Yeah. He's really thinking about this bowl. Going through the process.
And every reason too. I mean, we're now, we're well and truly into the game. We're getting towards the tail end of it, and the more we get into it, the more critical kind of each shot and each decision is going to be in terms of, getting the win or the loss. So
yeah, especially here, like, bit of room for Sheamus to draw a second shot.
Yeah,
that does help though. It's the closest he's got. So. I guess the danger is if Sheamus managed to get a wee piece of the jack.
Probably only needs to trail it back about a couple of feet and he'll make a handful. So again, one of those instances where there is that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. He might have disappeared quickly. His line's been pretty good, so just needs to get that weight right.
Yep, looks to have drawn another.
Makes it 2.
2. Holds on to that lead.
Mm-hmm.
Got a full-length end on this occasion. I think this might be the first one we've seen, actually. So,
well,
Sheamus
he's got to change it up, doesn't he?
Taking the mat right back. Jack on the tee.
Mm-hmm. Worth a try, you know. He'll be pleased he's managed to get off that 13, though.
Yes, I know. For myself, sometimes when I get to 13, it can be very get stuck in your own thinking, oh no, you're stuck on an unlucky number. So
a bit superstitious.
Yeah,
I try not to really think about anything like that. It's just another number. So they're playing first to 21. No time limit, so they can take as long as they need to get there. It's always nice when you're not having to battle the clock as well.
Yes.
It'd be close for shot, that last ball. That's quite handy having the two views.
It is. Always good to have the different camera angles.
Yeah.
It's amazing how sometimes when you come down and you look at the head and you look at it from one side and you think, oh, yep, that one's the closest, or it looks like that, and then you stand from another angle and it can look completely different. So always good to have different views on what's going on.
Definitely. Nice wide line there. Should come back to the centre line. Oh. Yep. Following his third bowl again. Get a look for himself, see what the distances are and who's holding.
Line is pretty handy here. It's all
Oh.
out his weight. Oh,
Oh, the disappointment when you get so close to just a wee edge of a
Yeah.
bowl or a piece of the jack and it just doesn't quite happen.
a little bit unlucky, certainly in the area to use his own or
Yeah.
get a piece of the jack, but just not quite on that occasion.
Okay,
on that.
line. Yeah. It should come back. This is a good shot here.
Played it really well. Great bowl.
It was a great bowl.
Good thing for Adam though here is that he can still see that jack. Chances for him to sort of follow that down and sit that through, or
He doesn't need to change much from his last bowl, really, does he?
his weight was really good with his last, so he'll
Yeah.
just be looking for a slightly wider line and look to change that.
Looks fairly handy.
Just kicking out on him a little bit.
Yeah. He had a bit more weight.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite allow for that line.
I think you can't blame him in that case because, you know, you want to be giving your bowl every chance to get down and
Yep.
to...
But he's probably also thinking, oh, same bowl as your last, take the same line, and it just doesn't quite replicate. But
So one
Very
bowl's
easy
been
to
taken
do.
out.
yeah.
and
Two.
Two.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that second shot. So
No, it looked closer than that from where we were sitting, but again,
yeah.
different angles.
Yeah.
So Sheamus now on 17.
Mm-hmm.
Only take one good in from him now, and that could be the game.
Yes. Well, isn't that the beauty of being on 17 is, you know, it now is doable to actually get a 4 and finish the game. It doesn't happen often, but it's still nice knowing that
Yeah. Well, at least
you're within reach.
the great thing about that number and getting into that is that you know that obviously what you've been doing up until now has been good. So you try and keep telling yourself to keep doing what you have been doing and to keep trusting your processes. And it only takes one or two good ends or good
Yeah.
shots, and then you can seal it there and then.
Even just knowing that, you know, a 2 and a 2, that feels quite achievable as well, and then you've closed the game. So, no, I think he'll be looking to really, really wrap this up now.
I think he will. Yep.
Good
Handy opener.
start, yeah. This is where his experience might come through. Just being able to close a game, start strong, finish strong type
Exactly.
thing. But again, still, Adam has all the chances to get in there, and this is a very good bowl too.
Yep, he's replied brilliantly.
It's been a good quality game, really, especially for a live stream. It can be a wee bit nerve-wracking being on the cameras, but
It's been a bit of an arm wrestle actually, I think,
Yeah.
on from both sides. You know, we've seen Sheamus get out to a good start, and then Adam certainly fight his way back in, and the last few ends have been going the way of Sheamus. But you know, I don't expect Adam just to sort of lie down and let him have it. I think we've still got some good ends to
Yeah.
come.
for sure. Looks across the green. There's only about 3 games still going, or 4 games still going of this round, so starting to see a few of them wrap up and a few results come through. Looks like the wind's picking up slightly. It's always typical here in the afternoon. It does sort of start to blow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not often we have a a windless day.
Not in Christchurch, no.
It's so tempting for training to come down in the morning when it's all nice and
Calm and
easy, but you do have to go out and train in these conditions.
You do. You've got to be able to adjust and adapt and be ready for any of those sorts of conditions. Absolutely.
For sure. I think I was quite lucky in 2015 when I was, well, it was exciting. I did manage to actually win this event.
The year that you came through and won, absolutely.
Yeah, it was so windy. It was very windy. I guess that's kind of being used to playing here and having played in the wind so often, it probably went to my advantage. But that's the thing. I mean, if you don't train in those conditions, then you could be in a final and have rain or wind, and you've got to know what to expect and how to react.
Or even snow, as we saw earlier this week.
I know, yeah.
Thankfully, that's all cleared up before the events happened.
Thankfully.
It was looking a wee bit touch and go at one stage.
Yeah, there's only been 1 year that they haven't been able to finish out the tournament because of the weather. Otherwise, we've been pretty fortunate. Lining up on the mat, Adam Blucher, Te Atatu Peninsula from Auckland. Pretty handy. If it finishes,
Just needs to run the distance.
Come on, yeah. Good
I
shot.
think he has.
Yeah. He's been quite good with his bonus shots. And they're tricky to execute.
17-15.
Yeah, game on again. Keeping us on our toes. Nothing like a good singles match. Do you like a bit of 1v1? Bit of singles play?
I do. Yeah, I think the beauty of singles itself is that you're always being challenged in different ways. You know, you really are having to stand on your own 2 feet. You don't have that luxury of being able to necessarily rely on a teammate or something like that. So it's a really good challenge in that way. I think, as you alluded to before, it's also a really good test to sort of see where your game's at compared to other players. Especially we've got we have the best young players from all around the country here, so it's really good to sort of see where you stand and where your strengths are and what sort of things you can look to do to improve in.
For sure. And there's something special about winning something and coming through, where you've gone through all the challenges of a game and the good parts, and you've done that yourself. So it's quite special when you do well in a singles event.
Definitely.
That's not to say, though, how special it is winning with a team as well.
I think if we look back a wee bit in terms of like the different winners of the event, there's a number of really talented bowlers that have come through and won and that are still in this field, but there hasn't been like one standout person that's won it every single year. And I think that just goes to show how tight the playing field really is across the board.
Yeah.
And that's and that makes it keeps it interesting and certainly keeps it exciting.
You're very right. There's no one dominating person, is there, that's taken the trophy 5 times. It's always so competitive, and you never know who's going to win.
Exactly. It's good. It bodes well for the game, and it certainly keeps things interesting.
And I love how social it is.
Oh, absolutely.
They just like the friendships that are made out of it. I mean, we can testify to that. Being best friends through bowls, and it's just like a special friendship you get.
Yeah.
It's great, the connections you make, and
a lot of these players look to they all, because there's such a great camaraderie amongst all the players in this event, a lot of them pair up to play in events together, even though they live in different locations, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah.
There are a couple of players out in there. I've been lucky enough to sort of play pairs with Aidan Takaroa from Auckland. And, you know, that's that kind of that friendship and that connection has come through playing these sorts of age group events. So
Definitely.
that's a really big reason why these sorts of events are so important for our younger players.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Mm.
And it's nice for them to see that, you know, especially some of the smaller centres, some of these guys are the only youth players that are playing competitively in their centre, and then they come to this and they see how many others are like them and playing competitively in bowls, and it's just a nice reminder for youth players to see how many of them actually are there playing well and you know,
I think
competing.
We may just about be done and dusted here. They are shaking. Oh,
no,
3. No,
didn't quite make it.
Didn't quite come back in.
Yeah, missed opportunity, unfortunately.
He will be gutted, given that his other 3 were all
very
good bowls, and he had that room to draw the last one, but that happens.
Adam will be
breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, he's got another chance, you know. He's still only 5 behind. I've seen a few games where you can win from 15-20
We
down.
had a number of 21-20 scorelines yesterday, so wouldn't be surprised if we had another one of those in this game here.
Wouldn't that be exciting? Sheamus isn't.
Very good start from Sheamus.
Mucking around though, is he?
Yep.
No.
He's
Great first bowl.
putting the foot down now.
Well, Adam's sort of got nothing to lose now. He
No.
might be playing with a real sort of fearless mindset, hopefully, and just, you know, every bowl counts. Sheamus is on 20. I mean, no, just go for gold and see if you
more
can.
inclined to sort of go for your shots at this stage, I think. Yep. You know, Sheamus has got a really handy opening bowl. Probably looking to be matching. That's one of Adams around the back, I'd say, or he's just going to... Just pulled up short on this occasion.
He probably doesn't need to be looking to get something too close.
No.
I mean, personally, I would start to get one behind, start building a bit of a protection for yourself, because at the moment it's...
Well, the pressure's now all on Adam. You know, it's 2015, down 1, so needs to do something with one of the next 3 bowls.
Yeah.
Fair effort.
Yeah, it is.
Not sure if that's quite run enough for him to be holding shot.
Makes it a wee bit harder for himself for the next bowl too.
Margaret's going to have a good look.
Be quite good if Sheamus just kind of bet that back bowl of Adams if he's
too close to call.
Holding. Oh. Well, he'll be running down after this one, I'm sure. He'll need to know for sure.
Following it down with interest.
Yeah. It's looking pretty good, although it might get the front of it and actually knock it in.
Oh, not quite there.
Just probably a good miss.
that does make it tricky for Adam, though, now.
Yes.
With that last bowl is probably right in his draw line, so not quite sure. He's going to have a look. He may need to follow that last bowl of Sheamus's down, potentially, up onto his own. Turn it over once or twice.
Yep. If he gets a wee edge of the jack, like the about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock of the jack, you know, it could slice back to his back one. I think you'd want, well, yeah, he just needs to be clear on what he's trying to achieve out of his bowl.
Going to go and have a chat to the coach.
As you say, a few of them have registered coaches, which is important. At the New Zealand level, we always have rank coaches, and they're there to help, you know. They're having a really good discussion about it, aren't they? I think just watching their conversations, almost like he's encouraging him to go on the backhand. play onto his own.
Turn his own up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess if he got the outside edge of Sheamus's, it could
Also come back onto his
create
own.
the same
Yep.
effect, which
Yeah.
is a good option.
It is all just sort of about what kind of connection he gets coming down on that back end, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
Oh, he's
It's a
interested.
pretty good weight for that kind of shot if they're looking just to promote his own. He might be easier to give it a wee bit more though. You can try and play the perfect shot. It's about choosing the high percentage shot, isn't it? It's important. It must be very close.
Having a very good look, so it must be very close.
Probably visualizing the shot he's going to play. Just checking the angles look good. Come down on the forehand.
Looks to be on a slightly
gonna
wider line than...
Oh, it's going to finish in a fairly handy spot.
Now, if he is holding shot,
That's quite good.
actually then that's a really good bowl.
Yep.
Because he's split those two at the back, so it just reduces that, you know, amount that he could go down by.
Yeah. I'd like to think that that kind of shot would have been purposeful and that he probably is holding.
Yep.
But Adam's got last bowl, so he's got the last say to turn it around for himself. Lining up.
And it's on its way.
Oh, he's chasing it. I think he quite likes it. Oh, now down to the measure.
Yeah, just didn't want to turn much for him on that occasion. I thought his line was handy. Oh, well, I guess we'll now find out, won't we?
Yeah. Oh, they're going to wait for the umpire.
Probably a good call in this instance, given that that bowl of Adams is actually sitting up.
Yeah.
So get the umpire to put the
Chock
old
it.
chock
Yeah.
underneath so that it doesn't fall over.
Yep. Normally there's more than one umpire available.
True,
so
but they look to actually
hopefully
be...
they yell out because there might be someone else
They look
free.
as though they may already be occupied down the other end.
Yeah. Oh, well, after this game we'll be going into the final round of the section play.
Yes.
And then going into post-section. So that will be knockout for the post-sections, you know.
So the top two from each of the four sections will move into a top 8, and we'll have quarterfinals from there. And then the next best two from each section will go into Division 2.
Yep.
And so on down through to Divisions 3 and Divisions 4.
Yes.
So looking forward to sort of seeing who lands where, and for the lineups that are later this afternoon. I'm sure there'll be some really good matches.
Yeah, every round counts right through. You know,
Not
everyone
just
wants to be in
necessarily
that Division 1.
not just necessarily the wins now. I think the differential will be coming into play
Definitely.
for some of the players, especially where there are, you know, a few really tight sections where there's 3 or 4 that are all on the hunt. So even if this measure, you know, if Adam scores one here but doesn't quite get that win in the end, you know, he'll be looking to at least close that gap as much as he can.
Yep. Got Penny Pat from Burnside umpiring. Getting the wee chocks out.
Yep, onto it.
Yep. With a wee bag of goodies. Yeah.
One of our many helpful club members here, always here, willing to help and volunteer. And
we've got a few umpires actually. We've got a handful. We even had Anne Wright, the Bosnian Zealand president, here yesterday.
Yep, she was here.
Umpiring. sure she'll be around for the rest of the weekend. Really great to have some Bowls New Zealand presence at the event.
It is. It's great for not just the event, but for the players to know that they're
Very clear decision there, wasn't
very
it?
very quick to make that call. So 1 to Sheamus, and
Yeah,
that will
that's
be
the game.
That will be game done. So a win to Sheamus there, 21-16.
He'll be very pleased with that. But Adam can be very proud of himself. He put up a really good game, and it could have been anyone's. The score was really up and down. So
Yep, seen some great bowls from both players, which has been really good to see.
yeah. Well, hopefully they both continue their form for the next round, and we look forward to having everyone tuning in for the next one, with Graham Reese and Mike Kernan commentating.